Hi, I'm Eileen, and today I'll be doing YLOG 4th grade lesson 27 worksheet. Don't forget to write your name and the date for today. So let's get started. So let's read the directions first. It says, is the number a perfect square? If yes, find the original number. And let's read our note, which will help us. It says a perfect square is a number that can be written as the result of a number multiplied by itself. And if we do not know what that means, we can look at our example right here. Our example, we have 121. And 121 can be multiplied by 11 times 11, a number that can be written as a result of a number multiplied by itself, 11 times 11, which is why this would be considered a perfect square, as it's 11 two times. So it's just a number that can be multiplied by itself twice, like that. I'll be going over number 1, 3, 6, and 8. Let's go over number 1. We have 1. And we know the only number that can multiply by 1 is literally 1. And 1 would be considered a perfect square, as the only number 1 can be multiplied by is 1. So 1 will be a perfect square. Number 3, we have 81. And 81, if we could think of a number that could be multiplied twice by the number itself, I could think of 9, as 9 times 9 gives us 81. So 3 will be also considered as a perfect squared. And PS stands for perfect square. I just abbreviated it as it was too long. Number 6, we have number 4. So 4, if we could think of two numbers that can be multiplied by itself to get us 4, I could think of 2. 2 times 2 gives us 4. So number 6, 4 will also be considered a perfect square. Perfect square. Lastly, number 8, we have 50. For 50, I need to think of two numbers that we multiply by itself to give us 50. However, I can't think of any other than 25 times 2. And these are not the same number, so 8 is not considered a perfect square. So 8 is not, 50 would not be a perfect square. Moving on, the directions say, solve for each square root. Let's read our note, as it's always helpful. A number that, when multiplied by itself, equals the original number. So like we had perfect square earlier, this time we're going backwards. So perfect square root, we have 25. And 25 square root is going to be 5, as 5 times 5 gives us 25. I'll be going over number 2, 4, and 7. Number 2, we have 49. We have to find two numbers that are the exact same that gives us 49. And I could think of 7, as 7 times 7 gives us 49. So number 2, our perfect square of square root of 49 is going to be 7. Number 4, we have 169. This is a much bigger number. Think of two numbers that can be multiplied by itself, same number, that gives us 169. I could think of 13, as 13 times 13 gives us 169. So 13 will be the perfect square. Lastly, number 7. Like the previous ones, we need to find two numbers that multiply and that are the same number that gives us 9. And this is easy. It'll just be 3, as 3 times 3 gives us 9. So 7, our answer will be 3. Next, it says, use the bar graph below to answer the questions that follow. So we have students' favorite animals. And we have a bar graph here. We have a monkey, cat, dog, and whale. I'll be going over number 1, 3, and 4. So number 1, it says, which animal was chosen by the most students? And we see here that 10 is the greatest number here. So it'll be any graph that reaches at least 10. We see this one dog only reaches up to 2, so this will not be the most. Monkey is only 3, so this is also not the most. So it's between the cat and the whale. The cat has 5, and the whale has 6. 6 is obviously a greater number than 5, so which animal was chosen by the most students will be the 6 students, which is our whale. So whale was the most chosen animal. Number 3, it says, how many students chose cats as their favorite? And we already have the number here. As we know, right here, the graph hits at 5. So 5 students chose cats as their favorite animal. Lastly, number 4, it says, which animal was chosen by exactly 6 students? So we need to find a number that has exactly 6 students. And that we see already written here, the whale has exactly 6 students. So, which animal was chosen by exactly 6 students? That would be whale. Lastly, we have some word problems. I'll be going over number 2. It says, the baker decorates each cookie with sprinkles. He uses 4 sprinkles per cookie. How many sprinkles does the baker use in total for all 25 cookies? So for one cookie, a baker uses 4 sprinkles, but we need to find out how many he uses for 25 sprinkles. So this will be multiplication. We're just going to be multiplying 25 times 4. When we multiply 25 times 4, five times 4 is 20. Bring the 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So the baker is using 100 sprinkles for 25 cookies. And that's our answer.